Hey everybody, my name is AceFangirl, and welcome back to another bonus episode. I gotta get used to saying that. Of Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Last time we finished off this bad boy, and it was fun. We found Monokuma. It was pretty lit. I didn't do that badly, I think. I don't know, I did it on easy, so I really don't think I deserve any kudos. We're gonna save this for a little bit longer, but today, we're gonna tackle this. I don't know what this is. Oh my god! Oh shit, that's, I didn't even realize that was Mukuro until right now. And Junko, obviously. I haven't read Danganronpa 0, so I'm not sure it's gonna be a problem. But, is this gonna be a long thing? It's from the beginning. Like, okay, this may take longer than I thought. We're just gonna do typical video lengths of it, and whatever happens, happens at this point. I didn't realize this was gonna be like a thing. I thought it was just gonna be like a nice graphic novel or something, but this might be like a thing. Alright, Monokuma's monologue. The world is full of ifs. Fire Emblem if. If Adam hadn't tied the knot with Eve, society as we know it never would have been born. The world that everyone lives in is just one outcome among countless ifs, and will continue to be a muddled world overflowing with infinite ifs. Are we gonna get into a multiverse theory, Monokuma? If is what's in miso soup, you know. What lies beyond this point is a scary world filled with iffy stepfathers who abandon their families. A Klein bottle where the inside and outside are filled with uncertainty. But don't break it, okay? It'd be so expensive that there's no way you'd ever be able to pay me back. Now I'm getting Ouran High School Host Club vibes. But no matter how you look at it, ifs are simply worlds like any other. No matter how I almost said hypocritical. Hypothetical the story may be, the future is the only thing that's truly foggy. And the past is more solid than a frozen banana. You can't change a conclusion that's already happened. Even if you see a world that may have existed, it wouldn't affect the people living in reality. Because if is only if, after all. Even if a parallel world exists where a particular if actually happened, humans cannot cross the boundaries between worlds that easily. No matter how far if goes, it will always be a what-if scenario. Do you really want to see that? You've got some sick interests. Don't you think that's an insult to Mikoto and the others after the tragedy they overcame? Though as far as I'm concerned, I'll still insult them. If you're gonna look at if, I think it's better if you view the outside of the Klein bottle first. It might even be better if you view the ending of a video game called Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I'm a step ahead of you there, game. Try to play it multiple times and spend your free time with Junko and Oshima at least 3 times too. Again, got you. It may be ideal if you can collect all the items in movies too. But if you guys have come this far, I'm sure you've already done all that. Still, I'd buy the game if I were you. I'd actually buy at least 2 copies if I were you. The curtain lowers. Thank you. We didn't see him during all that, so I am... So wait. Never mind. It's okay. I've been told this is... Oh my god. We are back. We are back. What should I do with this? Makoto Naegi was at a loss. Despite his hesitation, his situation was extremely simple and composed of 3 key factors. The first factor was that Makoto was currently locked inside a school. Hopeseek Academy is a school for the privileged elite, and each student attending possesses ultimate talent. Okay, I now understand why someone thought this was in Danganronpa 1. Makoto was chosen to attend Hopeseek Academy by a lottery held to select the ultimate lucky student. When he arrived for his first day of school, he immediately lost consciousness, and when he woke up, he saw all the exits and windows had been sealed shut. The next factor was Monokuma, a mysterious robot bear being operated by the mastermind, and an announcement he made to all the students. "You'll be living your whole life in this academy," he declared. "If you want to leave, then kill someone and become the Blackened." The strange remote-controlled robot was telling Mikoto and his fellow Ultimates to start killing each other in exchange for their freedom. They learned that more than one Monokuma exists, and that each one contains a bomb to prevent anyone from attacking them. On top of that, Monokuma announced that anyone who attempted to harm him would receive punishment. The third and final factor was the red button that Mikoto was currently holding in his hand. The words "escape button" were crudely written on this button in marker. And though the first 2 factors were certainly causes for panic, Mikoto only seemed at a loss over the third. During his free time, Mikoto noticed that the school store was open, and his curiosity got the better of him. He was overwhelmed by the disjointed atmosphere upon entering, but his attention soon focused on a strange vending machine. The words "Mono Mono Machine" were written on it, and it seemed to accept the strange bear-patterned coins they sometimes found inside the school. It seemed like a bad idea. Makoto thought there might be a chance this machine could dispense some way of escaping the school. And so he inserted the only coin he had into the coin slot, and the result was the escape button mentioned earlier. Oh, so this is... Wait, didn't we do this? There's a limit to how much you can tease us. Maybe the mastermind who trapped us in here is making a cruel joke. These thoughts filled Makoto's mind as he began to feel deeply discouraged. However, there's always a chance, right? Makoto was just an ordinary boy, and he only gained entry to Hope's Peak Academy through a lottery to find the ultimate lucky student. Maybe that luck was the real deal. If this button is real, maybe I can let Sayaka... Makoto took a deep, slow breath and pressed the button. Instantly, pain burst through his entire body. Did she become Nagito? Are we finally gonna talk about that? It's not. Makoto's arms and legs went limp as he lost his balance and fell to the floor in a crumpled heap. As he breathed heavily, it dawned on him what had just happened. I got electrocuted. He looked down at the button in his hand and noticed a small needle sticking out of it. Makoto quickly surmised that an electric current must have been running through it. After gaining enough of his strength to stand back up, Makoto thought about it once again. I should have known it was a fake. Just how sick and twisted was the mastermind? My head still feels a little woozy. I should go back to my room and rest today. With that in mind, Makoto walked out of the school store with slow, careful steps. Makoto didn't know yet. If the escape button really was a fake, it would have been an act of mercy from the mastermind. The small, bear-shaped shadow began moving around inside the now-empty school store. The shadow, Monokuma, stood before the Mono machine and stared at it silently. But after some time had passed, he began to laugh. A cold, hollow laugh, utterly devoid of emotion. I can't do the Monokuma laughed. Well, I don't know why I keep saying the word laughed instead of laugh. That's weird. Despite the fact that he was alone, Monokuma began to talk, almost as if he was speaking to someone. Perhaps Monokuma was talking directly to the mastermind controlling him. I only put that in the Mono machine because I thought it'd be interesting if one of the last few survivors happened to win it. But with the success rate of 0.0000001%, I never thought anyone would actually win it. Perhaps I should have expected the ultimate lucky student to overcome such impossible odds? Monokuma started blushing and breathing heavily for no apparent reason. A robot like Monokuma doesn't need to breathe. Because this technology is super advanced, he can express himself like a living creature. Makoto was chosen through a lottery, and now he's won the escape button through a lottery. This is obviously impossible, right? Is this what a miracle is? Is this all systems go toward escaping? Is something that defies all common sense about to come crashing into my world? Well, even though I don't really want this at all, I'm starting to enjoy this new sensation. We'll be back after these commercials. Monokuma's internal machinery began running at full capacity, and his facial expressions began changing more smoothly than any humans could. Suddenly, his expressions immediately stopped, and he whispered through his speakers. But is this really good luck? After muttering something so ominous, Monokuma's loud, screeching laughter rang jarringly throughout the room. The situation that was about to unfold contained two conflicting emotions in equal measure: hope and despair. The next day, nighttime, student dormitory, Makoto's room. Wow, this is really just a whole thing, isn't it? Makoto Naegi lay on his bed, desperately struggling with the despair and hope churning within him. Monokuma had forced the students to each watch a DVD earlier that day. Okay, good. I'm glad they're giving us, like, time frames of when this is happening. You know, even though it's like, if. Makoto showed a scene that suggested his parents and little sister were in danger, and he now found himself determined to leave the school. It seemed the other students were forced to watch shocking videos of their own. Videos so shocking that they were now determined to escape the school too. Even if it meant sacrificing someone to do it. However, it was obvious that these videos were part of Monokuma's trap. As long as a student killed someone, they were allowed to graduate and leave the academy. It seemed that the mastermind controlling Monokuma was hell-bent on making the students kill each other. But right now, Makoto was most worried about Sayaka Maizono, who seemed to be incredibly distressed after watching her DVD. Sayaka wasn't just the ultimate pop sensation, she was also Makoto's classmate when they were students at Blackroot Junior High, and also, Makoto loves her. But he doesn't after this, I'm just saying, Kyoko. Her optimism had been encouraging Makoto these past few days, and he was becoming a similar source of strength for her as well. Haha, you thought. If nothing else, I have to at least save Sayaka. As soon as Makoto thought that, he suddenly felt a small headache. Was he still reeling from being punched by Mondo the other day? Oh, good times! Or was this a side effect of being electrocuted by the escape button? As Makoto pondered these things, the pain slowly subsided and he returned to his determined thoughts of escape. Anyway, we all need to work together and... At that moment, Makoto realized his goal had changed slightly. We all need to? Ideally, it would be best if everyone survived together. However, aside from Sayaka, Makoto had never met the other students before. He didn't even know if they could be trusted in the first place. But at that moment, he trusted them without even an ounce of suspicion. He believed they were worth helping, even at the cost of his own life. Just like Sayaka. Why? The headache struck again, as if all the blood vessels in his brain were being individually sliced open. Why did I just think that I could trust the others as much as I trust Sayaka? Because we shouldn't trust Sayaka. Makoto tried to figure out why his thought process had suddenly changed. Something was wrong. The throbbing pain in his head seemed to synchronize with a strange feeling that something was approaching him. As a ray of light began to form within the dark recesses of his own mind, the doorbell rang. Someone's here? He quickly got out of bed, but that only made the headache worse. With no concern for his safety, Makoto carelessly opened the door to his room and came face to face with Sayaka. I'm really sorry to come by so late. Sayaka? The pain. What are you doing out so late? The moment he saw her face, the pulsating pain in Makoto's head began accelerating. He felt like his world was being torn apart from the inside out. Sorry to bother you, but something really weird just happened and— Makoto? What's wrong? You don't look so well. Sayaka was pale and had been trembling when she came to Makoto's room, but she seemed surprised to see that his complexion was worse than her own. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just my head. Makoto couldn't finish his sentence. His eyes rolled back into his head as he lost consciousness and slowly fell to the floor. Oh, this is new. And Sayaka's beautiful voice let out a scream as she stood over Makoto's body. And we died. Wow, okay, now we're seriously diverging. The next day at the nurse's office. Oh, you're awake. Hey, you okay? How many fingers am I holding up? As Makoto began to regain As Makoto regained consciousness, he was greeted by the sight of fingers adorned with long, fake nails being waved in his face. Is this Junko? Junko? In quotation marks? Huh? Huh? You're Junko, right? Hey, why do you sound so unsure? I'm a little shocked to hear you say that. Despite what voice did I give Junko? Despite what she said, Junko Enoshima, the ultimate fashionista, was laughing as if she found this all very amusing. Makoto looked around and realized he had never seen this place before. It looked somewhat like a hospital. 3 beds, including his own, were lined up in the room with various medical instruments laid around them. The black ceiling felt strangely oppressive, but as he sat up, Makoto's mind immediately centered on one possibility. Where are we? Did we get rescued? That'd be nice, huh? She replied as she looked away. Junko explained this was the nurse's office on the 1st floor of the academy. That Monokuma thing said, I can't bear to see my precious students getting sick and opened this place up this morning. But don't you think it's suspicious? What if all these meds are poison? To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. Makoto remembered his encounter with the escape button and let out a small sigh. So, why am I here, Junko? You should thank Sayaka for that. She was here the whole night taking care of you. She was? Junko ignored Makoto's surprise and continued casually talking. But then Taka got all fired up and was like, we should take turns watching over him. I just happened to be on duty when you woke up. Well, and even then, only because Byakuya had ditched. Oh, what? How could he? I see, thanks. Like I said, you should thank Sayaka. Anyway, how are you feeling? Is everything alright? No. Makoto thought about it for a moment and remembered what he had been thinking about just before he lost consciousness. This is kind of weird, but... Actually, it's a really weird question, but... What's up? Junko, we've never met each other before, right? Upon hearing this, Junko's eyes widened, but a few seconds later, she began to laugh. Huh? Are you for real? That pickup line is, like, so played out, you know? Even though she was grinning, a serious look came over her face. Just so you know, you shouldn't expect anything like that from me. I know I look this way, but I take my virtue pretty seriously. No, I mean, I never expected... Well, that's what I figured. It's obvious that you're a total omega male anyway. Isn't that the truth? Makoto and Junko continued to talk to one another. We're not going to comment on that. Although he wondered why Junko was talking to him instead of leaving to get the others, Makoto didn't question it. He just wanted to talk to someone, anyone. As long as he interacted with his fellow students, he believed he would learn the truth about what was going on inside his head. 10 minutes later, Junko mostly talked about alpha males and omega males, her time being homeless, and about her past and her dreams for the future. The last topic was a lot heavier than the previous one, but Makoto's calm demeanor seemed to cheer her up. She smiled sincerely and said softly, I think, were these her, free time events? Because I feel like they were. Thanks, Makoto. Maybe it was a sign of gratitude for listening to her troubles, but she kept that same smile as she blurted out something horrifying. In return, I promise that if I do decide to kill someone, it won't be you. Yeah, I think this was what happened in her free time events. Don't say scary stuff like that. Yeah, at least that's what Makoto thought. But the words that came out of his mouth expressed a different sentiment. I see. Thanks. But I wouldn't want you to become the Blackened in the first place. For some reason, Makoto felt like the murderous words that came out of Junko's mouth seemed like a natural thing for her to say. I wonder why. She seemed very surprised by Makoto's response and quickly blurted out, Are you serious? I was just kidding. Yeah, of course. Sorry for acting so weird. No worries, let's just chalk this up to you being woozy from your recovery. She returned to her usual bubbly self, let out a big stretch, and turned to Makoto. I'm gonna get going now. Make sure you don't get killed before the next person arrives. After seeing her off, Makoto laid back down in the bed and started thinking to himself. What is this strange feeling? His dull headache continued as his thoughts began to blur. I was just talking to Junko, but I feel like I was talking to someone else. Da-na-da-na. Who is she? The more he thought, the more it felt like his memories were sinking into a thick swamp. Each throb of pain pulsing in his head felt like a wave on the surface of that swamp. What is this feeling? It felt very unpleasant, as though someone's voice was screaming at him from inside his head. Makoto tried to organize his thoughts and go over everything that had happened to him, but he was interrupted by the sound of a bell. Unlike the dorm rooms, the nurse's office didn't have a doorbell. The bell sound that Makoto heard was ringing throughout the entire building. Ahem, testing, mic check, 1, 2. This is a test of the school broadcast system. It was Monokuma's voice. Now that Makoto has finally woken up, please assemble at the gym. Makoto listened to Monokuma's heartless order and got out of bed without complaining. I have to go. He walked one step at a time in accordance with the rhythm of his throbbing headache. Slowly, he walked forward, not knowing if where he was headed was heaven or hell. More, alright. The gym. Makoto, are you alright? Sayaka ran over to Makoto as soon as he entered the gym. Yeah, thanks. Sorry about yesterday. I guess I really worried you. Please don't apologize. I'm sorry too. I barged into your room when you weren't feeling well. Now that you mention it, said Makoto, what happened yesterday? Sayaka looked away for a brief moment, but immediately turned back, smiled her pop sensation smile, and shook her head. It's nothing. I'll tell you some other time. Huh? While they were talking, Kiyotaka Ishimaru, the ultimate moral compass, stepped forward, pointing an accusatory finger at Makoto. Objection! You're late, Makoto. Explain why you were tardy. The other students collectively raised their eyebrows as if they were thinking, why is this guy yelling at someone who was sick? However, Makoto just smiled gently and answered him honestly. I didn't feel well, so I was resting in the nurse's office. Can you note that in the daily logbook? I see, that's consistent with my information. If that's the case, then I shall consider this matter settled. The conversation progressed smoothly, and Taka smiled as he kept talking. Haha, I'll take full responsibility for recording it. You just focus on recovering. If you ever feel ill, please report to the health committee. I don't think we have a health committee. It seems we'll need to appoint health committee members after this meeting, though. Taka walked away, mumbling to himself as he opened a daily logbook he found in the academy's supply room. Celestia Ludenberg, the ultimate gambler, saw the whole conversation and walked up to Makoto. Oh, my girl. Remember her voice? It was so annoying. Despite his unreasonable behavior, you know exactly what to say to him. Huh? As soon as Celeste said that, it dawned on Makoto. It's true that he didn't feel well and that he had been resting in the nurse's office, but when Taka asked him why he was late, even though he should have already known the reason, Makoto didn't feel annoyed or disappointed at all. It was as if he expected Taka to say that. Makoto felt strange that he had accepted Taka's personality so quickly. He couldn't understand why he asked Taka to do something as unnecessary as recording it in the daily logbook in the first place. Why did I say that? It's like I was used to it. Is he, like, getting his memories back? His response to Taka's demands came as naturally to him as breathing. Why? Every time he tried to think about it, his headache grew even worse. As Makoto struggled to think through the pain of his headaches, a black and white stuffed animal jumped out from behind the gym's podium and began twirling around as it spoke in a cheerful voice. Hey guys, is everyone here? He sounded like he was about to lead the students on a field trip, but not a single one of them had a smile on their faces. What is it this time? Are we gonna hijack a cruise ship and run into a gigantic worm? Of course, there was one exception. Yasuhiro Hagakure, the ultimate clairvoyant, still believed that their current situation was some kind of planned event. Monokuma just ignored him and continued to address the students with his adorable voice. Today, I'm going to tell you about our wonderful academy system. System sure sounds like a great word, don't you think? It reeks of danger, just like a bear. I want you all to trample over the deaths of your friends and grow up to have hardened hearts. It's good to be a little naughty. I want you all to grow poisonous personalities. After making his nonsensical introduction, Monokuma moved on to the next topic. With this, he began providing a detailed explanation of the most vile system in the school, the class trial. Now, you can't just kill someone, you gotta kill someone without anyone else finding out you did it. Monokuma talked about his horrible graduation program with casual indifference. But because the killing hadn't happened yet, his lecture didn't instill any despair in the students. As long as a killing never occurred, there'd be no point to the class trial. But no one could really say that a killing wasn't going to happen. As the students' suspicions began to rise, Monokuma continued explaining the class trial until... Wait, hold on a second. As As Monokuma began to explain the executions that would serve as punishment, one girl stepped forward. Junko? As soon as he saw how angry she was, the rhythm of Makoto's headaches began to change slightly. You're freaking insane, you know that? The girl continued to complain angrily. She seemed completely different from the smiling person Makoto saw in the nurse's office. Was Junko always like that? No, she's different. That's how Junko acts, but is that person really Junko? Wait, what am I thinking? As Makoto struggled with his headaches and confusion, Monokuma and the girl continued to argue. What, are you saying you're not going to participate in the trial? Only punishment awaits such blasphemy. What, punishment? I don't know, throw you in a deep, dark, scary prison or something. Different. The strange feeling he felt was now directed at Monokuma. A prison? No, they aren't that kind. A series of images flashed in Makoto's mind, and at first he thought it was some kind of parade. But he quickly realized that was a mistake. What looked like lights were actually buildings engulfed in flames. The red decorating the scenes seemed to have come from human bodies. Despair. It wasn't confined to the academy or even to Japan. Images of worldwide death and destruction flooded Makoto's brain with every throb of his headache. I've seen this before? Besides the indescribable violence taking place in all these images, there was one thing they had in common. Who are they? They're rampaging terrorists wearing black and white masks were wreaking havoc in these images. They took everything. Money, valuables, lives, families, dignity, the past, the future, and possibly even hope. The masks these terrorists were wearing perfectly resembled the face of the stuffed animal arguing with the student before him. Shut the hell up. Say whatever you want. I'm not going to be a part of this. Don't be so selfish. You're the one being selfish. Kill whoever you want. It's got nothing to do with me. The evil standing here before me. I'm trembling with fear. But I won't give in to such evil. It's my style to stick it out and resist till the very end. If you really want to get out of here, you'll have to go through me first. Monokuma swung his arms wildly as he charged the girl with waddling steps. But the girl stomped on the self-proclaimed headmaster of the academy with ease. Are you enjoying yourself now? Pinned beneath the girl's foot, Monokuma looked up into the girl's cold eyes and calmly asked, Are you? Huh? Violence against Headmaster Monokuma is not allowed. You violated a school regulation. At that moment, a chill ran down Makoto's spine. She's gonna get killed. Monokuma's words sounded very threatening to him. It wasn't a prediction or a guess, it was as if he knew the danger Monokuma posed from the start. If this continues, Junko's going to... His mind still didn't fully grasp the situation unfolding in front of him. By the time he realized he was about to remember something, he was already running forward. Junko? The impact of his feet combined with the rhythm of his headache, sending his brain and heart into a panic. No, she's different. She's... I invoke the mighty summon spell. Help! To me, godly spear Gungnir. Wow, was that really what it was called? I didn't remember that at all. Monokuma wiggled beneath the girl's foot and let out a scream. At that exact moment, Makoto charged at her and screamed out. Mukoto, watch out! Oh, shit. Huh? The girl dressed as Junko Enoshima widened her eyes in shock. As if to evade the charging Makoto, she jumped back with agility unheard of in a teenage high school girl. And then, right at that moment, countless spears pierced the spot where she'd been standing just a split second ago. Huh? All the students, including the girl, stared wide-eyed at the sudden turn of events. Spears, too many of them to count, had shot out with blinding speed from the mechanisms installed in the floor and walls of the gym. However, Makoto was unable to notice this. Why did I call Junko Mukoto? Mukoto? As that thought entered his mind, a sharp, sudden impact struck his side, followed by an intense, deathly pain that ran down his spine and spread throughout his entire body. Did we just get killed? The spear stabbed into his side, instantly tore his flesh to shreds, and shot out his back, coated in blood and other bodily fluids. At that moment, the black fog that had engulfed Makoto's mind was consumed by death itself. And as his consciousness slowly faded, he remembered everything. Because of the electric jolt and the chemical compound from the escape button, because of that button that he had found by chance, Makoto Naegi managed to escape. He escaped this hopeless game where he and his fellow students had their memories stolen and were forced to kill each other. Of course, that escape is also what led him to his current life or death predicament. In the end, perhaps he only escaped from one despair to fall into another. But at the same time, his actions had unintended consequences for one person. The girl living a false identity as her beloved little sister, Junko Enoshima. Mukoto Ikusaba, the ultimate soldier and a member of Ultimate Despair. Her past, her future, perhaps even her hope itself are on the path to despair. And so the curtain falls on Makoto's story, for now. From this point, the story is about a certain girl. A girl who's more pitiful than anyone else in this sealed-off academy. A new curtain, along with new despair, shall now rise. Can I, like, save during this? Like, huh? Can I, like, insert bookmark? Beautiful. And let's stop it right there. Like, this seems like a great place to cut it. I mean, I didn't expect this to be so long, but I feel like this is a natural split right here. Holy hell. And now we're gonna get it from someone else's point of view. Either Mukura or, Junko herself, maybe. I am super interested. I know this is, you know, just like a hypothetical, but wow. One thing can change everything. And that's crazy, and I'm super excited to see what happens next. I hope you are too, but either way, we'll do it in the next one. I'll see you then. Bye!